So here's my video, a little quick, I guess, sort of tutorial on how to change the chain sprockets on a Honda CRF250L or M or whatever. It's the same pretty much for all bikes. Take the wheel off, take the sprocket off. Now, the stupid thing is about this rear sprocket is that from the factory, they are ridiculously tight. The first time undoing this, I had to kick the spanner and also had to heat up the thing to get them undone. Believe it or not, it was quite common back then. I don't know about the more modern releases of the bike, but in the first few years of it, the rear sprockets, they were tightened so ridiculously tight, and it is an Allen key head, so just turning it would just round it off. You had to apply heat to get it off.
There we go, just a bit stiff that was. Okay, it's coming now. There we go, one sprocket off. Stumpy there. New rental sprocket. This is a, yep, 44 teeth, same as last time. Nice big, oh yes! Stickers. Right, so...
Then yeah, put the rear sprocket back on. Tighten down the bolts, make sure they're evenly tightened down.
To take this bolt out, which is the chain adjuster bolt, which sits in the swing arm. Because if you know this channel, you'd know that. Well, I snapped one, and that was not particularly good. And we done goofed. What happened? The chain adjusters are snapped. The rest of it's in the swing arm. Game over, lads. That's going to have to be drilled and retapped. Oh. That's the rest of the bolt right there. So I upgraded this. These are titanium bolts. I recommend the upgrade to titanium, to the titanium ones. And then you can, then what I do is I take some copper grease it and put it back in. This is an upgrade which I highly recommend you do, to save you some money in the long run, because if you didn't know, I had to get a whole new swing arm because it was cheaper than trying to get this bolt re-drilled. So these titanium, weight-saving titanium bolts, also stronger than this, because water gets into the back of the swing arm and can rust them out. And it's happened, well, it's actually quite a common occurrence, especially with, well, what's this mileage now, 30,000? Or just under? So it's getting there. Snipped that up a bit as well. See, you can also damage the bolt by over tightening this first bolt. So if you over tighten that one, you can also do damage and stretch the bolt. Before I put the wheel on, just going to check the brake pads. You know what? I don't think there's much pad left in there, if any. I had a little bit left on the old brake pad, not a lot, about maybe a millimetre. As you can see, just about a millimetre left. So they weighed about even, so that's not too bad. If they're not wearing even, that's when you can check them and you can see, okay, there might be a problem here, could be a warped disc, could be a partly seized caliper, could be, you know, something along those lines. Anyway, next step would be to retract this piston. You should be able to do it by hand. Right, so you can just push it in by hand. Sometimes helps just to put something over the top so you're not digging into your thumbs too much. Right, so that's in. Okay, that's in. After through. Okay. Then just, I stuck that in the middle here just so I can get a nice little gap. And now I get to put the wheel on. So, wheel goes on nice and simple. Before we do anything else, must return and sort out the brakes. I'm running out of memory. So, tighten that back up. That's all on. I just need to remove this panel to show me the front sprocket. There's only 2 bolts on this. You can see here and here. These are very small bolts. Take this out. That holds the sprocket in, and the sprocket just simply slides quite easily, actually, out. Quite easily out. New front sprocket. and you want to put it from outwards, so just slide it on like so. Then we put the clip in, rotate it around to line up with the holes, and then you just tighten it down. Tighten the bolts back on. I don't know if you're meant to do this, so don't quote me on this, maybe look it up for yourself, but I'm just giving my personal advice that when you put these bolts back on, some nice blue Loctite doesn't go amiss. Just put a little dash of it on there, because I've lost bolts in the past and I find that a little bit of blue Loctite on the threads helps them stay in place, because I think I've had to replace these a couple of times, so I'd lightly put one in now. Okay, hold on. Now, this bit will vary on how long it takes to put the new chain on, because if you've got the exact right chain, then it'll be very easy. If you haven't, as I have, then you'll have to cut it down to shape. Okay, almost there. There we go. Put it back in. Oh, I've got a bit of cold. There we go. Take that link out. Right, now the bit that you will need to do. It doesn't matter. This is a spring clip or split link or whatever you want to call it. You can go riveted. BMW's riveted. This one is split link. So get your grease. Give it a little grease. Make sure you get the grease all over the inside, because it's going to go easy. Inside it goes like so. So this goes on the front. One of these jobs that I've done hundreds of times. So let's see how long it will take for me to get it on. Sometimes I get it on straight away. Sometimes it takes me a couple of attempts. It is a bit of a knack job. And I use the same pliers every time. And it's the same pliers that sit in my toolkit as well. There we go, look at that. And it's on. You can take it off and take the whole chain off if you wanted to clean it like that. And yeah. Tighten up the wheel, and that's it.
Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. And check out, if you have a Honda CRF, check out my other tip videos and stuff, I guess. Thanks for watching. Ciao.